Hey everyone, in this video I wanted to talk about my experience from going to East Coast Throwdown 2023, but more importantly, I wanted to create this video just to give people an idea of what it's like to attend one of these events. There's a lot of people that may feel like either they don't belong at one of these events because they don't feel like they're very good at fighting games, and they may just have some reservations, but I just wanted to create this video to show everyone what to expect from going to one of these types of events, and I'll talk about it more as I get to the end of the video, as I highly recommend anyone that's interested in fighting games to show up to one of these events. And next, we should be coming to the badge pickup area. This will be the first place you stop to pick up your badge. Now for me, I pick up what's called the competitor's badge because I'm competing in one of the main tournaments, but there's several other types of badges depending on the event that you can pick up that I'm going to cover in a few seconds. And we're going to switch to the community or bring your own console room. Now this is where a lot of the community tournaments happen, which are games that are not as popular, but they're more laid back to me than the main game tournaments. Now if you wanted to participate in this type of tournament, you would buy what's called either a spectator pass or maybe an arcade pass, depending on the type of events. And those type of passes will let you participate in these community tournaments, but also spectate for the main games as well. And for East Coast Throwdown, they had a pretty big arcade room, which you're going to cover next. So here's the arcade where you see there's a Crazy Taxi arcade machine, and it's mostly fighting games, but as you can see there's other stuff. And for East Coast Throwdown, you can purchase an arcade pass if you just want to play the arcade games and watch the main games and don't want to participate in community tournaments. And this room is actually way bigger than last year. Last year at ECT, which was the first event I went to, it was a really small room, so this is definitely much bigger than last year. And that was a Marvel cabinet, and that's Third Strike. Now, they also have arcade tournaments, so you see the two cameras on the little right side of that cabinet. That was where the Third Strike tournament was being played. And these other cabinets here, those are mostly two-player cabinets where you need a player two to actually play the game. Now, as you're going down here, you're going to see a Street Fighter 6 arcade cabinet, but I think those are just PS4s inside of there. They're just inside the arcade cabinet. And you should be seeing them in a few seconds. And these are also two-player machines as well. I don't believe you can play a CPU for these. So next, we're going to come across a specific section that's real interesting for FGC events. Now, first, there is a vendor area where you can buy arcade sticks, obviously, because it's a fighting game event. But then we're going to move over to an area that's called Artist Alley, where you can buy art for all types of different fighting games, shirts, keychains, etc. All kinds of merchandise. For what I remember, ECT last year had more vendors. Even though this is early Friday afternoon, there's a few vendors that are not set up yet. It definitely seemed like there were less vendors. Oh, actually, hold on. I want to see the shirt that captured. That DNF Duel shirt. I should have bought that. I did not like that game at all. And this is pretty much it. Again, there wasn't as many vendors this year as it was last year. And next, we're going to be coming up to the main room. This is where the main games happen. And you see to the left, those are 3 screens. So throughout the event, because there's multiple tournaments happening, so they put multiple game streams on there. And these are the game stations. So depending on how many entrants the game has, the game with the most entrants is going to have the most stations. And for the main game tournament, you just go based on whatever your tournament number is. And also, you can just sit down and play casual matches if there's no pool running for that game. Now from here, we're going to transition to day 2, where there's definitely way more people there than day 1. As for day 2, there's generally more, the main games get more attention than day 1. So there's definitely more packed, there's more spectators as the tournament winds down. And then here we go, we're going to come up to day 3 next. Now this is obviously where it's the most busy as far as spectators goes. You can still play casual matches, but most people are just there to watch the fighters pretty much. And this is early in the afternoon, so there's some people there, but they're not going to show up as of yet. So later on in the day, there's going to be way more people as the top 8s and the finals happen. I think this is top 24 Street Fighter on the left, and on the right side was Mortal Kombat. And the middle screen was the Guilty Gear top 8, if I remember correctly. But again, as you're going to see in a minute or so, it's going to be way more packed later on in the day. Now for here, there's way more packed. This is the best angle I could get at this point. Now here's the Guilty Gear, I believe this is the top 8, and the crowd's really into it at this point, so I'm gonna mute this a bit and then from there just let the sound take over from here. So now from here, this is the Street Fighter 6 Grand Final. And there's more people here than even before for the Guilty Gear top 8. At least I was able to get a good angle capturing a lot of people there. There's a few other people on the other side that I did not capture, but pretty much nobody's playing casuals on the arcade machine at this point. As the event is winding down, and Street Fighter 6 was the second to last game, with Mortal Kombat closing the show. Now in closing, I do want to say, I believe I said this in the beginning of this video, but if you've ever had any kind of interest in attending these types of events, or you have interest in fighting games in general, I highly recommend going to one of these events, if you're able to do so in your area. Most of the people, while there are some pros there, most of the people are just there to have fun, to play with others. I know for me, ECT 2022 was my first event that I went to. And from there, I had so much fun. I've been wanting to go to more events since then. Like I went to EVO, Combo Breaker, and of course ECT last weekend. And again, do not worry about skill level. No matter what skill level you think you're, there's a lot of people that's just looking to play fighting games and have fun. And that's exactly what these events are all about. So hopefully, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to mute myself for the rest of this video so you guys can hear the end of this finals.
Good job.